With Mandalorian and Grogu coming back to cinemas on May 22nd, the question is Star Wars back? Well, if you ask Maul Shadow Lord that question, the answer is a big old yes! This is the With Mates podcast! What's happening, troops, and welcome back to the With Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host as ever, and we are back with another season-ending review. Yes, we're here to talk about Disney Plus's Star Wars series, Maul Shadow Lord. We're back in the wonderful world of Star Wars. It's been a while since we talked about Star Wars, and it's been a while since we've been positive about Star Wars, and I'm kind of giving away the game here. But joining me to talk all things Star Wars, all things Maul Shadow Lord, he is the Iceman. He is Baby Boone, Joseph Boone.
I'm here to be your evil apprentice, Andrew. I'm ready to do some dark, devilish Sith Lord stuff.
Love it. He is our very own Emperor. He is the chosen one. He is Craig Andrew Mooney.
Every podcast we have ever done has led to this moment.
And he is Mr. Star Wars himself. He is the smackiest of smacks. He will smack your droid up. He is Polly Smack Pulse, did it?
At last, Andrew Grayson. At last we might have a Star Wars with a positive reaction. At last it will have its revenge.
He's finally got a good impression.
That was good!
Finally!
Check the tape back. Did it last more than 3 seconds?
I don't want to be that guy. But all I noticed was the microphone is still the same fucking triangle pyramid bullshit plinth.
I need to buy the.
We purchased these.
The pack.
January.
4 months ago.
January.
The flux capacitor that connects to the computer to connect to the microphone.
I'm getting mine. I'll get mine this month.
Anyway. Let's crack on with a wee Star Wars review, boys. It's been quite a while since we've talked about Star Wars. The feeling in general with the four of us is Star Wars isn't really... It's not really starting a fire under anyone's
it's been
bottom.
shit. It's been like the bottom of the
so much for the no swearing thing. Again, I swore earlier, you swore now. This one we'll just say this one's not, because if I'm being honest, I can't be bothered to try to find the time code for when you swore. I know I swore right at the start. I can bleep that out. So yeah, let's fuck it. We're going to swear for this one. We won't swear for Daredevil. Which is kind of odd because this is the cartoon and Daredevil's the other one. Anyway, yes, it has. It's been poo-poo caca. We haven't enjoyed Star Wars for quite a while.
Wait. I've got the perfect in Star Wars universe word. It's bantha poodoo. There we go.
I was going to say it's poodoo. Yeah.
Now,
poodoo.
come on. Star Wars has been good. There was that film that came out. Force, the new Force Await. That was good. There was the Last Jedi.
Do you know this?
Last Jedi.
Mate, do you know the sad thing is, right? You're making this joke. That was like 10 years ago. Like, that's how fucking long those films ago. Like, that's how long ago they were. Yeah. It's so sad because we're so old. But at the same time, I'm like,
long time ago in a cinema far
away. It was as well because I went to the Science Centre to see those films. But yeah, let me make it clear. We're not having that tone.
I know.
With this particular content because Maul Shadow Lord is here now. There is a non-spoiler review on our TikTok. Make sure you are following us on TikTok. That's where all our non-spoiler stuff's going to be. Movie reviews, TV reviews, all that good stuff is going to be on our TikTok. This right here is spoiler heavy. So if you haven't watched Shadow Lord, Maul Shadow Lord, what have you been doing with yourself? Go watch it. Because we're going to be gushing about it. Well, I am anyway. But yeah, go watch it on Disney Plus or wherever you watch your shows. Lovely. Come on back and listen to what we've got to say. So let's get into it, boys. Just top thoughts, and then we'll get into spoilers. What did we think? Give me your expectations going into it, and then tell me, did it meet expectations, surpass, not live up to, all that good stuff. Paul, I'm going to leave you to last because you are Mr. Star Wars, so it makes sense that you go last. Craig, let's come to you first, mate.
I was hopeful going into it because of Sam Witwer being involved and being quite heavily involved. We know how much of a Star Wars geek he is. You know, he loves this universe. He's very respectful of the whole thing. So I was hopeful going in, and I do feel like it's met my expectations. I thought it was going to be decent, because I wouldn't say that any of the Star Wars animation has actually missed that badly.
Right.
So I wasn't going in thinking this is going to be a rough ride. I thought this is probably going to be on the better end of the Star Wars content that we've received. Unfortunately, the live action, the films have not lived up to the same level as the animated shows, I would say, so far. But hopefully that will change. Hopefully that's going to change in this month with Mandalorian and
not.
Grogu.
It's not. Let's be real, it's not.
It is the chosen
Joseph, what?
one.
Joseph, what about you, mate?
You know what? Expectations were a little bit higher than every other bit of Star Wars that we've had recently, because obviously it was Dave Filoni was back at the helm. It was going back to the old sort of Clone Wars style with a little bit more rough around the edges. We of course had Starkiller himself back to reprise Maul, and clearly he's had a lot of fingers in production pies all the way through. Expectations were higher than normal, but dear God, were they blown out the water. Oh, what a show. What a show.
So, I'm very much in that camp. I had high expectations for this, because the first kind of trailers I'd seen, Sam Witwer being involved, all that stuff, and again, the animation has been a highlight for Star Wars. And it surpassed them. This, to me, I will say, now seeing the finale, because I said it potentially, now I will wholeheartedly say, with chest, this is the best piece of Star Wars that Disney have done. The only other one that I would have considered would have been Rogue One, and again, I really love Rogue One. I think Rogue One is the best movie that they've done. But in terms of any kind of content or any kind of show, movie, whatever, this is the best. This is fantastic. I cared about the characters. I cared about the plot. I think the animation style was fantastic. The performances were great. There's lots of lovely little Easter eggs that we'll get into when we start getting into the more spoiler details. One I very much enjoyed to do with Sam Witwer. But this, if it weren't for another show that we will be talking about later tonight, and it'll be up on the podcast channel very, very soon, this would be the best thing that I've watched, and I couldn't tell you how long. It is so good. It's a 10 out of 10 series. It's fantastic. I do not have one bad thing to say about this show. So if we are having a negative section, I'm going to be very quiet. I'll just sit here. Well, I might not be very quiet, because if someone says something stupid to Joseph, I will have to interject.
We're saving my stupid thoughts for the next podcast.
With Joseph. The
Listen,
is
brother.
Amazing.
Listen, brother, right. There was a heated exchange between you and I where you talked about it's an opinion, everybody's got an opinion. I'm going, yeah, everybody does have an opinion, the same way as everybody has an arsehole, but some arseholes are smellier than others. So that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, I think me and you are going to be aligned on this. Right, Mr. Star Wars, Polly Smack, Jar Jar Smacks. What did you think of Maul Shadow Lord?
Alright, so going in, admittedly, expectations were below the dirt. Was not expecting much. Don't get me wrong, of anything, the animations for Star Wars are the things that usually hit. I think, yeah, the Clone Wars, you had the Siege of Mandalore stuff, but even with that, there was some arcs in that Clone Wars series that weren't all that great as well. Tales of the Jedi, we had the Count Dooku stuff, but also, I mean, the Ahsoka stuff was alright, but then you had the Tales of the Empire and the Underworld, and they were some were alright, but just not quite hitting to the same levels as the Dooku one for me. So I started watching the first episode of Maul Shadow Lord, and I was like, oh, they seem to actually be setting up something. They're making a callback. He's still technically like the Mandalorian in a way, and the Mandalorians, oh, they've got some Zabraks, and all of a sudden I was like, yeah, this is actually quite cool. He's trying to establish his criminal. And then suddenly I found myself just going, yeah, nodding along. I found myself enjoying it without realising it, because I'd sat down and just went, by the time the end of the episode came around, I was like, I want the next episode. And that was such a nice feeling, because I have not had that in so long with Star Wars.
Just to quickly just to interject in, just because you brought it up, did you like the style of 2 a week?
Yes.
Yes.
over 5
Yes.
weeks. It's
Yes.
good, wasn't it? It was really good.
I found them so easy to watch and so easy to just go, oh, we'll have another. Because I think we've kind of been conditioned now to expect 45 minutes to an hour-long episodes from these big media giants like Disney and Amazon. And I think having those like 25 to 30-minute episodes, within that you can go, oh, I'll watch the next one. Because we can skip the opening, we can skip the recap, we can skip the credits. So that way it's really just a cool 40 minutes that you're consuming 2 episodes over. And I think the narrative has been structured so well with that in mind that it is able to seamlessly transition between. I think genuinely you could sit all of this in a oneer. You could easily watch all of this in a oneer without needing to break for a bit of respite. It flows so well as a bit of media, as a bit of storytelling within the Star Wars universe, and it felt refreshing. I don't know how you felt about it, Paul, but it felt refreshing as a bit of Star Wars.
That's the word I would use. The best the animation has either, depending on how you look at it, has either been the Tales of the Jedi with Dooku's arc, or the Siege of Mandalore in the Clone Wars. Those are the 2 best there, and that's both been under Disney's banner. And this is easily up there, or you could say better than, and I would accept that argument because with this you've got more episodes. It's a whole series in of itself. I would say up at that quality, because even with the Mandalore, the Clone Wars stuff, there was still some of even in that last arc, even though it was well received. And the same with the Tales of the Jedi series. There was basically the first one was good, and then the rest have been kind of meh since then. So this has all been one series as a whole with a strong narrative arc with a character we all like. He's trying to. It's like this sort of cool reverse thing because he's trying to corrupt a Padawan. We're kind of on his side as well, probably because he's just so cool. But also, he's not quite the Sith Lord anymore. He's trying to be a Darksider, but not a Sith. It's interesting to watch, and it's just for me, it was refreshing.
Did any of you see the behind the scenes stuff? There's like they put out something on YouTube, like the making of the Shadow Lord series.
I need to watch it.
It's lovely because they go into like they have like a bit of discussion with the actors about their performances and like the additions that they did, especially with like Devon and the guy who plays Lawson, like the detective Lawson. And but they talk about, and this is my favorite part about the series, and I don't know why it's my favorite, but I love it. Did you find yourself looking at the backgrounds a fair bit in the shots?
Yes.
Those were matte paintings. Those were actual matte paintings.
I'm sure I've recorded a reaction of me watching it. There was so many times, the entire series, I've said it on my non-spoiler thing, the entire series is a painting. You could put a still of any shot in this show.
They painted glass
no, I know.
and filmed over it. It's
they also
amazing.
They also did something for the episode where, right, we're full spoilers at this point. If you've not watched it, you've been plenty warned. The scene where Maul is nearly dying and he's kind of having like flashbacks to his brother. They animated that through like a projector so that they could they used like a fog machine and stuff like that. So that was all like done. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's done in a way where it's like animated, but they're showing it through a projector with fog. It was so cool. It was awesome. I've only watched a couple of episodes of it, but I'm definitely going to go back and watch New Rockstars break a lot of this down because I've already seen just on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that people talking about so the one wink I wanted to go to was when Maul takes his saber apart and he's got 2. there's a bit where he stands.
Yeah, the bit where he's standing
like
there.
Starkiller,
Yeah, so
and I'm just like, fuck yeah, that's for the OGs, man.
I
Force
watched
Unleashed.
that bit and I called Lara through the house. It's like, you come through here, you look at that, and you tell me that's not deliberate. She's like, wait, what are you? And I'm like, bringing up the box art of like a Force Unleashed being, it's him, it's totally him, and she's just like, I couldn't care less about Star.
For me personally, see, during that whole tunnel vision episode, what was interesting to me is that, because at first I was like, they've made some odd choices here, even within and I was almost beginning to roll my eyes, because like, within their own lore, I think they're starting to forget stuff, but I've seen an interesting take on it, and I think it's purely Maul is a very unreliable narrator, and he's basic. I think we're going to see him on like the brink of madness, isn't it? Because there's certain flashbacks in that the whole Clone Wars arc. He doesn't really know. Savage doesn't know he has a brother. He doesn't really know he has a brother. But you've got like them playing as their kids, like going, oh, you know, he's been taken away by Sidious and stuff. You've also got the last words when Savage, spoiler alert, when Savage dies. His words are so different because Savage is like a rejection of Maul. He basically says, I'm not like you, and I'm sorry. Whereas the words in the series are get revenge. Get revenge.
That's cool.
So I think that's a fun little device that they're doing for who Maul is essentially now, because again you see it ultimately by the time he gets to try to turn Devon, when he kind of like leaves Master Iku, is it Iku Diodaki or Master Daki, whatever it is.
Shaki Daki.
Yeah, Shaki Daki. I'm sure it's Master Daki. Anyway, when he leaves him, it's so that Devon sees that, because that hatred is going to... What is it? Is it fear leads to hate? Hate leads to suffering? All that shit, right? Like, no, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I fucking know my Yoda. But yeah, it's a nice wee device, if it is. And with Filoni, and especially Sam Witwer, because I'm sure we've all seen the video where Sam Witwer's talking about like when he first was in one of the rooms, and he was like the first. He put his hand up and goes, "That doesn't make sense," because he's already met Padme. And is it Ashley Jenkins?
Johnson.
No? You're thinking that's
Ashley Johnson.
No, it's not Ashley Johnson. It's who plays Ahsoka?
So I'm sure it's Ashley
Miss
Johnson.
It's thingy that plays Miss Minutes.
Ashley something. I'm gonna get it right.
How have we forgotten this?
Johnson.
Hold on, we're smarter than it's not Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Eckstein.
Eckstein.
Ashley Eckstein.
I wouldn't have got that. Yeah, so Ashley Eckstein kind of turns to him and goes, I've never seen anyone out Star Wars Dave Filoni before. So with Filoni and Sam Witwer being in here, I'm pretty much guessing it's on purpose. Right. Let's I'm trying to think of the best way to kind of do this. I want to talk about the animation style. I want to talk about the plot. I want to talk about characters, and I want to talk about the saber fights. I want to give them their own point because Andrew fucking loves it. Lightsabers. So, Craig, as a writer, story, what did you think of the story that they gave us?
I thought that the story was very consistent throughout, and what I mean by that is, I mean that the writing standards in every episode seemed to kind of match the whole way through. Sometimes in these shows, you kind of get the episode where it's like the episode in Invincible with the the hell episode that everyone hated. You know, there's moments in shows where you have an episode where it's not quite up to the standard of what's happened, in the penultimate or the finale. They kind of save the best bits for then. This show wasn't like that at all. This show had a consistent episode arc in every episode. It usually as well also lended itself to the two-parters, so the two episodes that were released together had some kind of link in some way, theme or plot or something. It was all very, very conscious and very well thought out. So that would be my biggest praise, I would say, for the story itself. I think as well, I loved the arc of all of the main characters, in terms of we'll save Maul for a full discussion, I'm sure, but Devon, that whole arc of her starting out of just slowly being corrupted, but it's not in the same way that we've seen someone being corrupted before. We're not really seeing this kind of way of being corrupted yet. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed, what's his name? Is it Lawson? I enjoyed his realization of what cog he was in the machine and trying to break out kind of Andor style, and the sacrifice at the end I thought was beautiful. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that kind of transfers to the son character in season 2 and how he develops. Is he going to go in a similar arc as Devin? What's gonna happen there? So, and also just shout out to Richard Ayoade, the Two Boots, he got a great arc as well. Again, talking about cogs in the machine.
I was not a fan of Richard Ayoade as Two Boots.
I wasn't, and then was. By the end of the series, he got me.
Yeah,
I did.
I think he's supposed to be a by the book, annoying.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't.
He's a 3PO. He's a 3PO.
Okay, no.
Except C-3PO's not annoying.
Let me make it. We've already started that we're allowed to swear. Fuck that golden bitch.
Paul. I know what you're going to say.
All droids.
I'm not. So to kind of come back to my point, I didn't enjoy Richard Ayoade's performance. I understand what they're trying to do with the character. I get the character. Me personally, I don't think it held up within the realms of like the companion droid within a series. I don't think it was meeting the same level as other ones, like say K2SO, like say R2D2.
That is the benchmark.
IG-11.
K2SO is the benchmark for me.
Doesn't he voice a droid in Mandalorian already?
Ayoade. Yes, he does. He voices the IG one in the first series, the one where they find
one of them.
IG-11.
Yeah,
that was
IG-11.
That was
Was it
Taika.
Taika Waititi?
That was
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is one. I'm sure we need to
I'll
go
check
back.
it now.
Anyway,
I'm sure
check
there
it
is
now.
one.
Yeah, I think that was probably the lowest part of the series for me. But it wasn't bad. It was just for me.
No, he's right.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, he's
Why was
correct.
it Star Wars?
Richard Ayoade voiced the droid K90 or K90 or 0 in The Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 6, The Prisoner. He reprised his role in Season 2, Episode 2. And then obviously he's just done Two Boots.
I'm sure it's the episode where he has like the flashback and you see the super battle droids and stuff. I'm sure it's that one.
Oh, I remember it. It's the one where, remember the one that Bill Burr's in?
That's a good episode.
Okay, yeah,
That was a great episode.
He's like
good.
it's like a Doctor Who looking motherfucker. He's like a big ant kind of thing. Yeah, I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest compliments I can give this show, right, and it's because I know what I'm like personally. This isn't something that's going to cover everybody, but like, there's usually a character or there's usually a storyline or there's usually a subplot I don't care about. I cared about all these characters. Cared about Devin. Cared about our master. I liked Master Daki. Obviously, really liked Maul. Even Maul's companions got their spotlight. The human side of it as well, where it's just the politics of it all. Loved that. Loved that we got to see what's his name? A Knight's Tale. Vision.
Paul
He's
Bettany.
the head of Crimson Dawn.
Paul
Bettany's so Paul Bettany's character.
The rather poor Paul Bettany impression.
Yeah, that was. I don't think he was even doing a Paul Bettany impression.
He
to that
certainly
point,
wasn't. It was that. If anything, that was Paulie Smack doing that role, and I mean,
Whoa.
Something to tell, isn't it? Hey, Mark.
Did you not see the business?
But
I
yeah,
didn't know Mark
like,
Wahlberg was in Star Wars.
hey, I've got a much better Marky Wahlberg than that. But yeah, like to me, you're closer to fucking the wee spy bot. By the way, fucking proper gasped when Spybot died.
Yeah,
Same.
they were ruthless, weren't
Gutted.
they? Yeah,
Gutted. Loved that wee droid. Gave me I don't know if he's was it second Transformers movies. There was one that would scuttle about and it would talk like it had a similar kind of voice. Loved that droid. Loved it. I love the fact that as well. So Maul is a bad guy. Maul was introduced to us, and again, we all kind of similarly grew up about the same age, a good few years behind us, Joseph, but roughly the same age, where we grew up with the prequels as our Star Wars movies and stuff like that. Maul, to me, was the coolest cat. Face paint, double-edged lightsaber. Wow, loved it. I still stand by they shouldn't have killed him off. It should have been initially that he was going to be the villain for the 3 movies. I wish that's what they'd done. And I mentioned it on the non-spoiler thing on TikTok, is this is the first real chance we've got to kind of spend a good amount of time with Maul and develop his character. And it was things like that I really liked. He looked angry and devastated that his droid was killed. He is... His reaction to Vader was so good. And
It's, like,
Paul, I hope you're not
confused.
going to bring up in it. Yeah, not like, what are you? And I'm like,
Yeah.
but this is the thing, is I'm going, even when I'm watching it, like, I love Star Wars. Paul, you know all the fucking species and planets and all. You guys are like, user theory fans. I'm just like a fucking watch it. And in my head, I'm going, I don't think they've met. I'm pretty certain they haven't met, unless I've missed something.
No.
This is the first meeting between Vader. Yeah, exactly. I know that now, but at the time I was going, I don't think they. And they
He never
sold
ran him
it
over as a
so.
kid, but
Yeah,
Other than he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something that's really cool, I think, about it, and this is like proper going down that theory nerd hole sort of with Star Wars. There,
We love going down that hole.
All aboard. There's recently a line of comics, like Vader comics, where they it's like Vader's just become in the suit, and Sidious is like, now go make your lightsaber, you need to go kill a Jedi and bleed his crystal and do all that. But I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember, people who know better can correct me, but there's part of the comics where he fights a training simulation of Darth Maul. So Vader has fought Maul before, technically.
isn't it in the Force Unleashed games?
So I was going to say, I
No.
think there's a theory that comes from the Force Unleashed games where, and it's Sam Witwer that made this, whoever he was on set, made this kind of correlation where it's like the droid was built by Vader, and Vader had all these different styles, because there was a thing where Vader has fought Anakin, because Anakin's fight style was in the droid, because Starkiller fights Anakin, so
Yeah.
then you're going, right, but if Vader made the droid, then Vader has fought Anakin. There's a whole... that's when we're...
But there's like,
raveling
I like
down
to think
that.
it's really cool because Maul's like, I have no idea how to fight you, and Vader's just like, he felt. I want to talk about Vader more, but it's like he felt like a cat toying with his prey. It was it was like,
We'll get more into Vader when we talk about the specifics, because I want to talk about all the lightsaber duels and stuff.
The other characters, just to bring them up, I really liked the Mandalorian lady in charge. I forget her name. Rook. That was it. Rook. And the Zabrak brothers. They
Icarus
were really
and
cool.
was he called Daedalus? I want to say he was called
The-
Daedalus.
Some sort of Greek name, but yeah, no, it was. He had a really gruesome death. The second one, like he just full on jumps into
Fantastic.
the vat of acid.
Icarus and Scorn. Oh my god!
good.
What
There we go.
names are those?
Yes.
I popped when, I don't know which one of them done it, but when they tackled them into the acid, I was like, oh, I was like, what a G. He's literally just like...
I'm gonna die
I
anyway.
love that they got those
Let's
moments.
take them with
Sorry,
me.
say again?
He said, I'm gonna die
Yeah.
anyway. Let's take as many as I can with me. It was great.
Was it not? Did he? Yeah, because he was getting like shot like
Yeah.
The fact
7,
that he
8,
had
just
like a
taking shot after
stormtrooper
shot. Oh,
in like the hostage
it's so
hold.
good,
They
man.
were shooting through the storm. Like this series was like so rough and so like it felt more mature in its like the way it handled combat, and like, you know, we see lightsabers slicing through people and like dismembering them and cutting them in half, and like the previous media has kind of like edged away from it because like we can't let the kiddies see these sort of things, but I felt it felt
except for when Sabine gets stabbed right through the chest and is like, it's fine, walk it off, or when Reva gets stabbed through the that's fine, walk it off.
Paul,
There was none of that.
Paul,
I
Paul,
love how
Paul,
Paul's making this point.
We need positivity, Paul, here, right? We're not talking about
Paul,
these
I'm
other. We're
saying
stick to
it's
Maul.
nice. It's nice we're getting to see that. We're
Yeah.
getting to
Exactly,
see
yeah.
lightsabers having consequences,
'Cause-
and you can leave your smelly, sad opinions at the door. Thank you. Not on this Maul shit.
It's because Daki's death was
You liked
like the
those,
way he
then?
did it. Like you didn't.
Nope.
You didn't.
Paul, you have picked up the wrong bone. It's a bone from a different carcass, and you're a dog with it. Come back to the Maul carcass.
I'll
Down.
chew that bone to.
Down, boy.
Anyway,
The other thing. The other thing as well is even like the kids. Like normally I get annoyed at like the kids and stuff like that. Like I cared about him to a degree. I love that they kind of tied in that his mum works for the Empire. What they did really well for me throughout this series is they gave the Empire another, like, we've seen the Empire, we've seen so many stories about the Empire and how they're cruel and this is what they do and no. They gave it a fresh lick of paint. I love the fact that it was from the inside, where we've seen, like, obviously that the mother and father, so you had is it Vario and his wife were kind of working for the Empire. You had Two Boots was obviously like a protocol droid, so he had to obviously follow all that kind of stuff. And I loved that Maul very clearly says, look, this isn't about good and evil. This is about like I'm in the, like, I'm not the, this isn't good guy versus bad guy. There's a grey area in the middle, and it's like, yeah, like that's why Maul's story is so intriguing to me, because it's going, well, yeah, because he was tricked by the bad guy. The same way Anakin was essentially lied to by the big bad. So these villains were kind of like tormented into the fact of becoming these
So was
kind of
Dooku.
things, and it's then yeah, Dooku, exactly. Like so I like this grey area where it is. It's like, well, Maul, because again, I'm the biggest advocate for, like, don't make villains good guys. Like, don't just keep them as being bad guys. But what they've done here is going, yeah, I'm not a good guy. I know I'm not a good guy. He's murdered loads of people in that fucking show. But oh my days, did I care about his arc, where I was like, yeah, he's kind of got a point, but you don't want Devin to turn, but at the same time you're like, oh, I do kind of want her to go, but and I completely sympathised with Daki, but you've got the same fault as all the other Jedi, where you're just not seeing it from that side. You're
so right. You're so right, Andrew, because
man.
it's like he's got that point and he's flawed, and then, like, you know, Maul's following the same trajectory that Dooku did and other Sith Lords,
Yeah.
and Anakin followed it, and now Devin's kind of being manipulated by that. It's almost like it's poetry, and it rhymes.
I
Love it.
I liked Sam Witwer's comments when he was sort of promoting the show. And I think we've seen elements of it in this season. I think we'll probably see a bit more of it in season 2. Is that he's talking about, you know, I was an apprentice to, and he sort of tells Devin, to the man that's now the Emperor, you know, the most powerful guy in the galaxy. But he's looking around and he's basically saying, this isn't how I thought it would be, even if he was going to be the apprentice. You know, everything's like, because the way Sam Witwer tells it is like, you know, you look at the prequels, are like full of colour, and it's like proper fantasy, and like, but then when you come to the time of the Empire, everything's grey, everything's the
Grey
same,
and dark,
everything's it's just so standardised, and it's just
Star Wars
not
goes
how
from Glasgow to Aberdeen.
the Aberdeen effect, and it's just not what he was envisioning, and I think we're picking up on some of that, because obviously you've got the stormtroopers and everything. He's just like, he's so much more colourful and whatnot than the rest of them. I also don't want us to finish this podcast without highlighting my favourite kill in the whole show, which was unfortunately for the Mandalorian, Rook, where she's dragged seamlessly through the forest, which I think is actually a little callback to the Taranovsky Clone Wars series, because there's a whole episode of that where Asajj Ventress does the same. She just starts ripping clone troopers through the forest. I think it might be a little callback to that.
Paul, funny you should say that, because during a certain fight that we will talk about, the Vader one, he does the same sort of hacking down that that Anakin does to Asajj in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars. It's just, this is what I love about Filoni. He knows exactly how to cherry pick things and make sad little nerds like us pop off, and it's never too much. It doesn't feel like other things that Disney have produced and they have gone, like, they've loaded Easter eggs into a bazooka and fired it point blank at you and gone, do you like it, nerds? Do you like the things we're entreating you with? No,
do you
we
like
don't.
the blue milk? Do you remember blue milk? Well, here's some green milk straight from the titty. Straight from the titty, it's green milk.
Speaking of other things straight from the titty, do you like, the thing I want to talk about, completely segueing, is the sound of this show.
Whose titties produce sound?
It was the
Speaking of things that come from the titty, let's talk about the lightsaber noise.
You know, I don't know.
Aberdeen's a weird fucking place, man.
It's gonna be my worst segue yet.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, so like let's move on to, so I want a kind of an all-encompassing conversation about the sound design, but also the visual design in terms of how it looked, how they played with it, and how they used the sound and stuff like that as well. Because again, I think a pretty well-known thing by this point is the use of Maul's Sam Witwer's scream is being used for the lightsaber. There was also the music, the Duel of the Fates lyrics were also speaking to Maul, and they were putting that through like the noise of the lightsaber and stuff like that.
Did you
gorgeous
Did you
stuff.
hear I think it's the Battle of Heroes, that like that thing in it, but it was like kind of slowed down and metered through the show. I loved how, because it could have been so easy to make Duel of Fates Maul's theme and use it every time he ignites his lightsaber, but they use it twice. They use it right at the start of the show, and then they use it for the title splash for the last episode. And dear God, did I pop off when that happened.
Do you know how much I would love to watch this series at the cinema?
Oh, it'd be so good.
Oh, I
in
would
one
love
go.
if I found
That'd be
Good.
cool. In one go, just like go for it.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better.
Go on.
Watching it at the cinema, but with a live orchestra, like one of those watch-along orchestra nights.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
That's Spenny, because I looked into doing the Spider-Verse version of that, but I was like, yeah,
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
Oh no.
Yeah, why is Gamora?
But
yeah, there's lots of stuff. Again, the visuals of the fights, choreography, and stuff like that were stunning. Each picture, again, as you say, there was actual paintings, but like genuinely every still, I would happily have it hung up on my wall here. There is one particular one that I'm going to try and find a wallpaper for like my computer. The 4 fight. Oh my God,
cool,
just fucking like that was for me. Like, you keep talking about like, oh, they're so good at doing it for these now. That was like, if they haven't listened to this podcast and says like, what does Andrew like? Bang bang, swish swish, fight.
It was perfect.
Clash. That's what that was, and I'm like, oh,
that's how fast lightsaber fight should be.
It.
That's how fast it should be.
Right. So I wanted to again. Is there anything more like sound design or animation style you want to talk about before we get on to the fights?
I just love the Vader part was great, as in like when they brought the sound in, like it's him just by that note.
I thought they did a little bait and but I was going to say I thought they did a bait and switch. There was a bit where it sounded like an animal.
Yeah.
And because when I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, it's Vader. And then I heard this noise. I was like, is it not? Oh no, it is. Yeah. The one thing. So we've kind of had our go at Disney for the use of lightsabers because they're terrible,
and it's justified.
However, yeah, justified completely, right? But however, the lighting that they use with lightsabers is fantastic. It's so good. And the timing, right? Can I just say the timing, right? Who is it? Oh, it's Vader. He walks out. It's just enough time. And then, and the red, like, lights. Oh, so good. so good. I was just like, it's like Dave Filoni's killing it. They've
Knows how to
absolutely
use
killed it with this
Vader.
series.
They use Vader so well.
Yeah. Right. Let's talk about the fights. Oh no, wait, one last thing, and it kind of goes into the fights. Character design. I love Marok. I think Marok is one of the coolest looking. That's what the Knights of Ren should have been. Like, they should have all looked like him, and then also.
I quite like the other one. I don't
The
know.
big bird man.
That's what I was going to say.
11th brother, I think.
Is it Kebris? Is that right? No.
Probably.
I don't know.
What's
the Kybris for you?
Oh no,
one
that's
with the bird
Kebris.
skull.
No, that might be Icarus. Might be the one.
No, Icarus was one of the Zabrak
no.
that dies.
One of the Zabrak brothers.
He's the one that
Are
gets-
you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Icarus gets
sure.
melted by acid lake.
I'm going to look it up. But
Would
yeah, that other
you-
one, the bird one, was stunning as well.
Before you're delving into what you love so much, would you like to hear, and I'm not the only one, would you like to hear my one negative
Nope.
about this show?
Nope. This is a negative free zone, my friend.
Let's
Nope.
we need
No.
a bit of dark with the light.
If you would like to
Okay.
hear Paul's negativity, please go listen to another podcast that he's going to do after this one. But there's no negativity here.
I will not be placating all of you today. There is something, and there's something that needs to be said, and I gotta say it. Maybe once, maybe you've not realised it yet. Maybe you need me to highlight this for you. I don't know. So,
Paul,
do you know what it is, Joseph?
Before you do, can I just ask, is this a negative about Star Wars or is this a negative about the show? Just so I can prepare.
It's, I guess, maybe a bit of both. It's just a decision. Well, it's a decision about power scaling.
Okay, now this is pedantry. This is going to be
It's not.
pedantry.
It's not. It's
Go
not.
on. I'll happily
So,
have this argument. Go on.
Tales of the Jedi, right? We've got the exact same Inquisitor approach Ahsoka, and within about 2 seconds, when she has no lightsaber, she disarms him and kills him with his own lightsaber. Maul, who was a former Sith Lord, trained by Sidious, is struggling with 2 Inquisitors.
Paul, you've seen the end of Clone Wars.
I know he's struggling with
No.
his leg in the episode.
You've seen the end of Clone Wars. Who is Ahsoka?
I've not. Don't spoil nothing.
Well, I won't spoil it, Andrew. But Paul, you know power scaling based on what happens at the end of Clone Wars.
Yeah, just because of
So-
how that goes, it does not mean that
I-
there's
I-
a massive difference in power.
I would
I've
argue
seen
there
a-
is personally, but
There's
yeah.
I've seen a
definitely
video.
not.
I've seen a video that kind of debunks your issue. So the
Is-
whole, I might
is
get
it
some
his
of this
leg?
wrong. No, I might get some of this wrong. So, Ahsoka is trained by Anakin Vader, and he teaches her how to fight in terms of what's going to come at her. Vader also trains all the Inquisitors, but he doesn't train the Inquisitors to be powerful. He trains them to be enough, right? So the whole power scale thing is, if you think of Ahsoka as a scalpel, whereas Maul is maybe more of a club. She is
His name
trained
literally
by
means
Anakin.
hammer, so yeah.
Yeah, so she is trained by Anakin to be able to, like, that she's trained to be able to fight these people. That's why it's easier for her. I'll try and find the video and I'll send you it. Whereas Maul admittedly talks about he is just rage. Now, he's more like agility rage rather than Vader, who you would say is more fucking brutality rage. But the reasoning for that power scale that the guy kind of explains, I'll try and find the video, but the guy explains it as she's almost trained to do that to these people. She knows how these people are going to fight, and she's able to. Her counter for that is super effective, essentially. Whereas if you look at Maul, and again, the other thing as well, if you look as well though, Maul, when he goes 1-on-1 with Marok, schools him. Whereas I think he talks about on the train he did. Whereas if you talk about, again, we'll just continue this into the fights. So the first one was the Maul on the train, fantastic, loved it. 2 against 1. Maul was able to use his agility to get round Marok and beat him, right? Then you've got a point where he's got 2, so he's not going to be at his strongest. Ahsoka's is taking on both of those 1-on-1. You know? That's where I think the power balance is like she's trained to be able to do that to these ones.
I don't see like Dooku struggling with them. And I think if Dooku can handle them, Maul can handle them. And I think that is something that
Paul,
bothers
we're
me.
talking about powers. Dooku is by far and away a better fighter and more powerful than Maul. Are you taking the piss?
This is the line from
fuck are you
Oh
on?
my god!
Can I just say, Paul, before you continue,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm just letting you know.
Dooku was nearly
be
as
a lot closer.
Sorry, right,
Be a lot
hang on.
closer than you are making out.
This is my fucking geek out moment here. Dooku is one of the best sword fighters, whatever you want to call it, whatever the Jedi version of that is, in the fucking galaxy. Duelist, thank you. He's one of the best lightsaber duelists ever. Right? And he's also nearly on par with Yoda in terms of force, as we established. He is a far, far, far greater Jedi, whatever you want to call it, or force user, or lightsaber fighter, than Maul. But he would annihilate Maul in a fight. Fucking destroy him.
I agree.
Mooney out.
Is stronger. I agree. Okay. I am agreeing with you there. The fight is closer than you are making it out to be. Maul is a weapon forged from birth.
Dooku is trained from a toddler by Yoda.
Yes, and Maul from Sidious, who is better than Yoda.
Yoda's more powerful than Sidious.
My superhero can fly, and mine's got super bullet strength. This is what's happening right now.
Right.
It's kids in the
my
playground.
favourite thing. My favourite thing about this.
Who's more powerful?
My favourite, put your votes in.
Yeah.
My favourite thing about this is every time we've swore, because we said we're going to try not to swear, we're going to try it again with Daredevil.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm
Paul,
fully aware.
Paul, you got Mooney so angry because every time we swore, Mooney's kind of went for fuck. You got
Fully
Mooney
aware.
swearing on this.
Fully
episode,
aware
man.
what happened there.
But yeah, so look again.
I'm very tired.
Fucking level aside, right? Power scale aside. They were all fucking dope as fuck. I loved them. They were all fucking great. I adored every single one of these fights. They all looked phenomenal. There's something you guys said about the speed. Obviously, the speed you can do so much better in animation and stuff. However, I don't think you've had anybody as dedicated as Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor, because I believe... Yeah, I believe they can get to that point.
Well, they had to slow down Ewan McGregor and Ray Park when they filmed it, and they were like, "Oh, we need to slow it down." I think that is how fast they were actually fighting, which is on par with this. But also something that I want to really speak about with these fights is the storyboarding and cinematography behind these fights. They were shot as if it was this whole choreographed sequence in live action. It was beautiful. The way the camera swung around as Marok ran out of that tunnel toward Maul. The fact that they had that pop off moment when all this the 5 sort of fighters clashed, and it just lasted long enough for everyone to get a chub, and then it disappeared. And then the fact that you had even just the character design within the fights, you could tell who was who. It wasn't because normally, because Lara sat and watched the combat with me, and she's not as big in Star Wars as we sad boys are, and she was like, it's really amazing how, even though it's so fast, you can tell who is who by the designs of the lightsabers, by the way the blades are reflecting. The reds are slightly different. I can see that because I've got dog vision. I'm colorblind. But the fact Maul sabers more crackly than the Inquisitors, and then the Jedi sabers are cleaner. It's a nice straighter edge than everything else. They're short, and all 5 of them had clearly distinct fighting styles.
Yeah.
that was so easy to differentiate. The work in that the animators and the choreographers and just from the ground up that Dave Filoni and the rest of the team have put into this series is phenomenal. I'm so excited about it. I love it.
I don't know if they did this, but I know in the end of the Clone War, the Siege of Mandalore series, with the big fight at the end of the Siege of Mandalore,
They mocapped it.
They mocapped that.
They
and
didn't do it with this one, I don't think, because
it feels almost like they did in certain
but they
parts,
used
but
so
that's
they
how good they were.
They did something similar to what Avatar: The Last Airbender did, and they got martial artists to choreograph some stuff. And they sort of had the martial artists film themselves, and they used that as reference for animation. Like some of the kicks and stuff are very like kung fu or like taekwondo or whatever the kicking one is. I can't remember. But the
Muay Thai?
Kickboxing.
Oh, there we go. Kickboxing. Thank you, Paul.
The thing that stood out to me as well, obviously the choreography stunning, the artistry, all that stuff, but the pageantry of it all.
Oh yes.
Like how many moments where you think someone's about to get struck down and then Daki's lightsaber comes in, or Devin's lightsaber, or Maul comes in. The differences that we've seen Maul fight in so many different styles with the dual edge, with just one taking them apart. His moment where he took down an AT-AT.
That was great.
My
the fact like the blade went into the leg and it stuck a bit and you had to push. I'm like, oh, it's so the whole action felt visceral.
Now, I realise it's going to be so much easier to do this in animation, and I don't think we've ever seen it. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've definitely not seen it done well. But the throw in this, when there's a moment where he takes out like 6 guys by throwing his lightsaber. He throws his lightsaber up at the AT-AT. It's like being in it's some of the most fun I've had with the Jedi games, Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor. Is that moment where you just and it comes back. Love all that. They gave Maul that, and it looked stunning, and it gave him something special. He was the only character that was ever really doing it. Even the gunfight stuff was fun, and to give us these moments, episode 3, episode 4, 6. By the time we get to 8, 9, and 10, and get Vader, let's talk about Vader's fight. Between the games and this series, they know how to use Vader. Vader still feels special. Vader feels like, for a WWE reference for me and Paul, Vader feels like when the glass breaks. Everybody knows Stone Cold or the Gong. Who's the Gong?
Undertaker.
Grow up, fucking Undertaker. No, he's not special. No, mate. Stone Cold Steve Austin's glass breaks. You know somebody's about to start fucking getting it, right? Undertaker's gong goes off. We're waiting 25 minutes just to get his arse in the ring.
which is
when
kind
you
of as fast
even
as
I got that
Vader was
reference.
moving, so it works.
Nah. But in there's moments in the Jedi games where it's like, oh fuck, it's Vader. Oh, in the first one you don't fight him, you're just running for him. The second one you get to fight him. It's so good, and it's that same moment. We get the episode where it teases that, and then it's just like, I couldn't believe how much Vader we got in the finale episode, where it's like it starts off and you're just like, oh fuck. And not only how much we got, the style, and like he took on 3 of them at one go, and it was fucking easy. It was so easy for him. And I
them aside.
Yeah, but this is it, and it's like,
I loved that they used him like a horror movie.
Like in Rogue One as well.
Wall.
Yeah,
he's like,
There's literally a moment where they think they've got a moment of respite. They're even talking and arguing amongst themselves, and then his hand bursts through the wall. Like it's like the fact that he doesn't speak either.
I love that, Paul. Such a good point. I love that he didn't say a fucking word.
Great point.
He's like Freddy, like Jason, just like
Jason or Terminator, just constantly just walking forward. And it's like the other thing for me that I loved was, especially the timing of it all. He one hand, just everything one hand. Wee bit of force with this hand, but then by the time, whether it's tiredness or, because somebody brought up a point, this is like a year after he gets the suit. He's still getting used to that suit. He's still like learning how to be Vader essentially, but he's still obviously like that good and that powerful and stuff. But the dialogue where Maul and Daki were like, oh, no idea what is that? Oh, like what? Oh, it can only be what? It must be a Sith. They don't know. It's like, so that's even scarier.
Yeah.
People know Vader. People at a point will know Vader and go, oh, we're fucked. Vader's coming. They don't know it, so that adds to the terror that they're going through. I loved that Daki got a lick. I love there is one we nick. That's all he got. But I'm going, fucking good for you, Daki. People will write songs about this, Daki. Like, but this is it. Is I'm going, not only what they do with Vader, but what they do with Daki, who's just a new Jedi that they've introduced. But I'm going, he's a master, and they give him that kind of gravitas throughout the full series, where you go, this guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's very wise. He's obviously, like, as you say, he had a very kind of Obi-Wan style, with his hand up and the lightsaber. Like, there was lots to like about that character, and just to give him that wee, like, oh, the Russians cut, the Russians bleeding, like, we've got a cut, like, but it's Vader, and he just kind of like a train just fucking keeps going. I love this series. It's so good.
The whole last episode is just an escape, and it's wonderful. Like the nets closing in on that, even with the stormtroopers and the ships arriving. It's like just hundreds of stormtroopers everywhere. A little shout out as well, we've not mentioned. I like the little tiny criminal. I forget his name.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah,
he runs on board.
I thought that was
Mario. Yeah, he's a good character.
I thought that was what's his name? Your man that was in Happy from Avengers.
Oh, Jon Favreau.
Yeah, I thought that was Jon Favreau that was voicing him. I don't know why, but I did.
Didn't pick that up at all.
Didn't pick that up.
Very plausible. Very plausible.
I think it was quite a fun character, but yeah, just like and then literally Lawson does his big sacrifice at the end, and
it's Chris
just trying to get away, and
I think what was really nice about some of that stuff, like Paul, that whole sacrificing thing, it
felt earned.
It felt earned, and it didn't feel like, going back to the writing, it didn't feel like points were being hammered home. It didn't feel like it was pandering to an audience. It didn't feel like it was going, oh, we know you're going to be sitting there on your phone. We need to explain everything all the time and do all that. The show had moments of just space that allowed moments to breathe and allowed points to land. And I think it felt like the show trusted you to keep up and to carry on. And it felt lovely to watch a bit of media that was made by a mass conglomerate to do that for you. Yes, Paul.
I've got one point that I remember, one of my favourite moments actually from the episodes. It's hard to say because there's so many for this, particularly this last episode. I was actually struggling with the next show that we're maybe going to say, and I was still struggling right now with what's the best show. But this whole episode, I was like, oh my god! At the time, I don't know how possibly the other show's going to top this for me. I don't know. That's how much I enjoyed, in particular, this last episode. But there's a moment where Maul has decided, my leg's gubbed. I've no idea how to fight this monster. It's time to do a General Grievous and retreat. But he's like, you handle it, Shucky. And then he's like, you know what? We've come to care about Maul a little bit, I would say, it by this point. And then he goes ahead and gives Shucky Ducky a little force push.
Yep. Yeah.
Towards Vader to try and make sure he dies quicker or is sacrificed so that Devon
it's
can
it's
fall
Devon.
to the
It's so
dark side.
Devon. Yeah.
But also, I'm assuming maybe also to just buy himself more
Yeah,
time to
slow him
get
down.
away.
Probably.
Yeah.
Can we just
Right, we're gonna
highlight like how Paul is excited about Star Wars?
I know.
Did you see that? It's like
nice.
it's like a little boy at Christmas, just like knowing he's going to open
Can
his
I
Darth
just
Vader
say,
action figure.
It's very nice that it's going to last for all of 16 days. It is going to. It is
You
nice.
never know.
These next
You never know.
enjoy these. I do know. For these next 16 J's, let's enjoy that Paul is a fan of Star Wars again. Is there any other points?
Fully prepared to do my best Homelander in the cinema. I am so ready. I can't wait. But
Are we
up
back
until
to Teddy
then,
Milk again?
oh
Yeah,
well,
we're back to
maybe,
Titty
but no,
Milk
I
again.
was. I don't think I'd be doing that in the cinema. I just spent staring at the screen with a
All
somber
right, fair.
expression.
The meme.
But the meme.
I mean, there's quite a lot. There's quite. Yeah, I was gonna say there's quite a lot. Right. Any to round up, just because obviously again we're doing another episode. Anything that we've not touched upon that you guys really want to say before we end things?
Devon's fall was good. That whole scene,
very
just
believable.
after she. I like to seeing her aggression, and then particularly the moment where Maul has half of his saber and like he offers it to her, and then she's using the red saber. I really liked all of that sort of symbolism and everything. It was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it set up a second season very well, in the sense that you were watching this final episode, and I found this a lot with other shows where I'm going, now I know there's a second season coming, so how are they going to do it? And you're thinking more about the process of writing than actually enjoying the show. I found I was enjoying the show for as how it wanted me to enjoy it, as a piece of media of the expanded Star Wars universe. I found that it was so easily digestible and such a pleasure to watch, and it has left me excited for the next season.
Mooney, closing
Me
thoughts.
too.
No, I'm just pretty much what Joseph said. To be honest with you, I think that I'm wanting more, and it's left me wanting more. I think season 2 for me, what I will say is it could go anywhere. Like from the way they left it, you literally could do anything now, and that's what I liked about it. It was very open ended for seeing Maul's journey, and they could pick up 10 years from now, they could pick up 5 years from now, they could pick up the next day. We don't know, and that's what's exciting about it. What part of his journey are we going to see next?
Well, I've got good news, boys, because from what I've seen, March 2027, season 2
Nice.
comes to Disney Plus. Yeah, so we've got less than a year to wait.
Oh
Hopefully.
my goodness.
I'm surprised that we didn't get more announcements from things on Star Wars Day. I was expecting at least a game or something. Like there wasn't really much kind of. And they were just very much like Mandalorian's coming out.
Just be happy that there is one like solid this was a really good series that came out and that's it. And before it's ruined by Mandalorian Grogu.
I don't think it's going to be ruined. So this is what I'm going to say. Right, is the finishing thoughts. We're going to get scores after this, right? So we're now at a point with Star Wars where we've had something that was so good, so good. I think Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be fine. I think it's going to be 6, maybe a 7 out of 10. It's not got the highest budgets for a Star Wars movie. Yeah, exactly, 6, 7. We're down with the kids. I'm
not coming on the next podcast. That's it. I'm going. That's me done. I'm off.
But yeah, it's going to be middle of the ground. It's going to be fine. I think it'll be enjoyable. I think it's just going to be an extended episode of the series, but it's on cinema. However, I have a feeling or a hope more than anything that Star Wars is on a similar course correction as what Marvel has been. We've got this really good thing. I've got high hopes for Starfighter, which is coming out next year, I believe.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the film that's going to be the movie that gets Star Wars back to where we want it to be. And I think you're going to start seeing more and more things get announced, whether that be TV series or movies going forward with the new people in charge now that Kathleen Kennedy's no longer a part of Lucasfilm. So, yeah, I think for us being in a place where we haven't really been enjoying the media coming from Star Wars, this was a delight to come along. It was so well paced. The episodes week to week, giving us 2 every week. It was so much fun. I loved that it was a Monday. It gave you something to look forward to on a Monday morning, Monday afternoon, whenever you watched it. I'll start things off. This is a 10 out of 10. I literally nothing wrong with this show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of the most gorgeous series that I've ever watched in terms of aesthetically. The story was fantastic. The characters, there's nothing I did not enjoy about this film. It's 10 out of 10.
Go on, Paul.
Me? I thought it'd be the grand.
We'll save Paul for
final
last.
reveal.
I'll jump in. I'm dithering between a 9.5 and a 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Because everything that we've said before, trying not to give in a recency bias. But I think given in context with the rest of the Star Wars stuff, I think it's easily a 9.5 for me. I think it's on par with some of the best things they've done, like Rogue One, and in retrospect, after rewatching Andor, same sort of thing. Loved Andor second time round. Yeah, 9. I'm going 9.5. I'm going 9.5 on it.
Damn. Palps.
9.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say 9's controversial. I'm just saying that.
Smacky one Kenobi.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm torn. I'm a little torn.
Such
I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, to be true.
Do it. Hey, search your feelings. You know what to be true.
No, let's not do that.
Okay, so I was really enjoying the series, and then episode 10 in particular for me was just so out of this world. It's far better than any piece of Star Wars content we've had recently. Spoiler alert, it is definitely at least a 9. I might go 9.5. I was kind of, but you know what I'm thinking. The thing that's annoying me is I did give Mighty 9 a 10, and
for me, that's why I can't give it a 10. I think Mighty 9's better.
That's not. Oh, you're
for
going to make
me-
me argue again.
For me, I think I might have ended up enjoying this more,
I go give it a 10 then.
which is so unlike me, and I
Oh
don't
my
want to drag
God.
this out anymore. But
Fucking. What? You've probably been here 20 minutes waiting on your fucking score. Say a number.
As much as it pains me to say it, I think this might be a 10.
For a
I'm not
Star
going to lie,
Wars
I
thing
am
as well.
surprised. I thought this was going to be the second thing we've all gave 10 out of 10 to. I'm actually surprised at Boone and Mooney. Fair enough, so we've got two 10s, a 9.5 and a 9. So that tells you, folks, it is bloody brilliant. It is the series, it might not be my favourite series that I'm watching just now, but it is the series I'm recommending to everybody. Because I know a lot of people are turned off by animation, and a lot of people think of animation as cartoons. I have literally said to all my closest mates, if you've ever had an affinity to Star Wars, go watch this show.
Oh,
It's so good.
I've had pals who I've never spoken about Star Wars with ever message me and be like, "Mate, are you watching Shadow Lord right now?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was on at the ground floor, buddy. Come on." And like you've run up the stairs first. Come on, like
I don't even answer people. I just send them their reviews. I'm just like, there's my thoughts. Fucking like, share, and subscribe. But that is all for this week. That is all for Darth Maul Shadow Lord. Season 2 will be back New Year, and we will most definitely be watching and covering it in all its glory in a year's time. Get in the comment section, let us know what you thought of the series, what have been your favourite parts, give us your scores, all that stuff. Get involved in the conversation. What's your anticipation level for Mandalorian and Grogu? We'll be looking at that. I think we're all going to go see that together. We'll get all
Who'd win in a
spoiler,
fight?
non-spoiler reviews.
Who'd win in a fight, please?
Sorry?
Who'd win it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
who would win in a
Who'd win in a
fight
fight?
between Paul and Craig? Who would win in a fight out of all the Jedi? Who's the most ultimate Jedi? That's what we want to know. Or
it's
Sith.
Anakin.
Put it in the comment section.
It's Anakin.
Who would win a fight?
We know
Ultimately,
this.
it's Vader.
Any of the Jedi or your da, who would win? There you go. That's the.
Mada. Anyway,
Well,
that's all for this week.
That's-
Get involved in the conversation.
I like
Get
that
involved with
Easter
us. If you've not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button at WithMates Podcast. Follow us along on TikTok for all our non-spoiler stuff. We are at WithMates Pod on all social media platforms. If you want to follow any of us, don't bother. Follow the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Let's on the main J.
Yup. de ba ba yup yup. Do he ho he he. Ho ho he ho ho. Yup yup. Anyone? The Yub Yub song from Return of the Jedi?
Now do
Ewoks?
Duel of Fates. Now do Duel of Fates.
Ha ka ka.
Stop.